Hello, Facebook. How are you? What's happening? Thursday afternoon, and I'm coming on to surprise you because I'm really excited. Hang on, I'm turning everything off, closing me. What's it? How am I? Who's watching? Is anybody coming on to say hello? I cannot see. We cannot see if anybody's watching. Sex and the City. Did you watch the new series yet? I want to chat with Miranda. So, if you've seen it, what do you think? If you haven't seen it yet, you gotta get it watched. Right? Hang on, I might have a little boy shouting. No. Um, yeah, so Miranda, she's the lawyer, right? The ginger haired lawyer. She's gone grey for a start. And what else has happened? Oh, yes, she's left her job. She's left her job as a lawyer. And it's interesting because that's what I would call pivot, right? It's time for her to pivot. She was fed up with her job, right? I think there was a little bit of sexual harassment going on, but they didn't address that. She just left. She handed her notice in and she left, right? Um, and now what she's doing is she's taken action and she's decided she's going back to school. And before her first day at school or her interview, she goes to the pub to have a quick drink. And the pub's not open yet, so she's like, oh, I wanted to have a glass of wine. And then I think there's another time, and I don't want to spoil it for you if you haven't seen it, where she's at a funeral and she's doing the speech and she decides she wants to go and have a quick drink before she gets up. Um, so it's obvious that there's another time as well. She goes to the kids' concert and she has a bottle of wine in her bag. But at no point does anybody seem shocked by any of this. Some of the things she's doing in secret, and some of it's in the open, and not everyone would be shocked because they haven't seen the secret behaviour as well. But for me, I just love the idea that they're addressing it, especially on this show, because, well, that's where we all aspire to have the cocktail and the handbag and, the glamour. It just came with that, doesn't it? It came along with that. And now they're showing it in a different light. Her little boy is now grown up. So she's going through a big identity change. She's changed her job. She's no longer required in the same way that she was as a mum. And she's got a lovely marriage. He's deaf as a post, bless him. But she should be feeling, um, she's going to be feeling like she's going through this transition, right? She's going through so many changes from being a lawyer where that was her main role, like a cloak she wore, you know what I mean? That was who she was, like a big part of her identity, and now that's changing. And she's been relying on a drink to get her through. Almost, she used it for bravery before she went into the college, and then bravery again to do her talk. And often it's more just about feeling like she was rewarding herself with it, because she was feeling like she was at that 2 hour pantomime that she had to go to and she didn't really want to be there. So that was her reward, that she was going to have that wine. So I'm just really keen to see how they portray that and how the storyline unfolds further down, because you can maybe spot it in yourself, you can spot it in your friends, and you can spot it maybe in your behaviour from before. If you're further down this line where you're not wanting to go to events where there's not going to be alcohol, or you're question how much time you're going to have to drink. I used to do it. Even after I stopped drinking, I was always monitoring what other people were drinking, as in thinking I would have had another drink by now. if I was out for a meal with someone and they had finished the wine, I would ask for another bottle of wine before I finished my first bottle of wine. It's just you start noticing how you behave in your relationship with alcohol, comparing it with someone else's. So it'll be useful for people to watch that episode and to see that, because it's not, she's not falling apart. She's not anywhere near needing to, feel like she's going to lose her job or her marriage is going to break down. But it's obviously eating away at her, and she's obviously feeling that she is relying on it for a different reason now. So hooray to the writers, and I can't wait to see how they portray the storyline and what happens. What's going to happen? Hi Sarah, how are you doing? Are you okay? Did I read on another post that you're poorly? Are you poorly with COVID, or have I imagined that? How are you doing? So yes, Sex in the City. Someone asked, where can I watch it? We had to get the Now TV subscription, but it's worth it because I went back and I've watched some of the old episodes to catch up, and then I watched the movies, because if you're like me and you were drinking the first time you watched them, you probably can't remember them. So go back and watch them again, and let me know. Catch up. I'm going to be the top fan. I'm going to be there watching to see what happens next to Miranda. I might even ring. I might even write to the producers. I should, shouldn't I? I should put something on Twitter. I'm going to find out who to write to and congratulate them on covering such a brilliant subject that's going to help many people to open the conversation amongst their friends, to say, Sex in the City, yes, 10, 15 years ago we were there drinking the cocktails, but this is what happens as life goes on, and you have different challenges and different things that come up against, and this is obviously how it can turn out for people if they had an identity where they had a really high flying job, or they were a busy mum, and then all of a sudden that changes. That's the part where people start to reflect and think, like, who am I? Where do I fit? How does this work? Like, that's the time where you need to be keeping an eye on your friends. So look out for that in your friends and in yourself. Oh, I was right. Oh, Sarah, get well soon. Well, I hope you're watching episodes of Sex in the City, or whatever you like to watch, and I hope you get well soon. Have you had your booster? That's the question everyone's asking. Are you poorly? Is this COVID after the booster or COVID before the booster? Bless you. Oh, it hasn't touched my house yet, so let's keep it that way, hopefully. Right, I'm off now, Sarah. See you soon. Bye from me.